Welcome to Veranda IAS. In today's current affairs session, in the subject Geography and Disaster Management, we will be dealing with the topic Mount Sinabung. So, the learning objective of today's LU is to analyze the Mount Sinabung volcanic eruption and to examine the Mount Sinabungs and why it is in news, and to discuss the volcanic eruptions around the world, and to discuss about the volcanic eruption in common, and also to discuss about the Pacific Ring of Fire. So let's get into the LU. Let's see about the Mount Sinabung's volcanic eruption. So this Mount Sinabung is the Indonesian state of the North Sumatra erupted. So it is in the country Indonesia. Where it is in the state of North Sumatra. So swelling a gigantic column of volcanic ash and smoke to 3000 meters into the sky. So this volcano has recently erupted and emitting a smoke of around 3000 meters. The 2460 meter volcano lay dormant for around 4 centuries until bursting to life in 2010 with the death of 2 individuals in the eruptions. So usually this volcano was actually dormant for around 4 centuries, 400 years. It was dormant. So usually when we talk about these volcanoes, there will be 3 types of volcanoes regarding their stage. For example, there will be active volcanoes. So at any point of time they will be like emitting ashes, smokes, etc. So these are called as the active volcanoes. Then the second type is dormant volcano. So they will be actually not emitting the smokes or ashes. They will be a volcano, but they will be like a common mountain in all this year, and suddenly at one point of time, suddenly at any day, it will started emitting smoke and suddenly it start to explode. So such kind of volcano is called as dormant volcanoes. Even a volcano can be a dormant for centuries, as we seen in this case of the Sinabung. It was dormant for about 400 years, and yet after that 400 years it has now erupted. And then we have this extinct volcanoes. So these were actually volcanoes before volcano, but now it got extinct. It has no chance of erupting as of now, since it became extinct. So these are the 3 types of volcanoes. Further, it erupted again in 2013 after another period of quiet and has been extremely active since. So after that, after 2010, it has erupted again in 2013, and from then it was actually very active volcano. Then the volcano first erupted in 2014, killing at least 16 people. So 16 people died in the year 2014 because of this explosion of this volcano, and then again in 2016 killing 7 additional people. Further, the Indonesia, an archipelago of around 17,000 islands and islets, is home to roughly 130 active volcanoes, the highest number in the world. So this Indonesia, which is a group of archipelago, it has around 130 active volcanoes in them. So that is why the island of Indonesia is very much worried about this volcanic eruptions. So we have like several kind of islands, 17,000 islands and islets. So what is this islets? So it is an island like structure where the human habitat cannot happen. So that is called as islets. Further, it is located in the Ring of Fire. So a ring of tectonic plate boundaries that circles the Pacific Ocean and is a source of a regular seismic activity. So because of the tectonic movement, because of the tectonic plates, so this region is a seismically active region. So that is why it is called as a Ring of Fire, because volcanoes will be all around the Ring of Fire. So we will be discussing further in this LU about this Ring of Fire later. Further, let's see why the Mount Sinabung is news in currently. So this mount activity has escalated since August 2020 of last year, and the volcano's warning status has been raised to the second highest level in the North Sumatran provinces. So that is why it is in news. So this warning status has been raised to the next level, the second level. On March 2, 2021, the Indonesia's Mount Sinabung volcano has erupted. Again it has erupted, sending a cloud of scorching ash as high as 3 kilometers in the air. So the ashes was spread up to a distance of around 3 kilometers, and the volcano's first major eruption was since August 2020. So it has happened ever since the August 2020. So in the March 2021, it is again erupted. So that is why it is in news. Further, let's see about the volcanic eruptions around the world. So according to National Museum of Natural History in the United States of America, around 20 volcanoes are actively erupting each day. So each day in all around the world, there will be 20 volcanic eruptions all over the world. So these volcanoes can present not only in above the surface, but also under the sea there will be volcanic eruptions. So overall there will be around average of 20 volcanic eruptions in a day according to this. Further, according to the weekly report on volcanic activity produced by the Smithsonian and the United States Geological Survey's Volcanic Hazards Program for the week ending 4th August to 2020, 17 volcanoes worldwide are still erupting. So 17 volcanoes in the world currently are still emitting a large number of gases, large number of smoke and ashes till now. So further, we'll discuss about when magma, we'll discuss about this volcanic eruption in common. So when magma, a thick flowing material created when the earth mantle melts. So when earth mantle actually melts because of heat, a thick flowing material which is called as magma, it will be produced. So when this magma comes out of a mountain, it is called as lava. So comes to the surface and an eruption occurs. So due to the fact that magma is lighter than rock, so because magma it is much lighter than rock, so since it is in liquid form, so it can rise via winds. So that is why when if there is an volcano and if there is a wind, so this volcano, this magma which is here, it will rise since it is lesser weight than the rocks which is present. So that is why it will erupt. So lava is the term used to describe the magma that has erupted. So as we discussed, the magma which is erupting out of an ocean, it is called as lava. Further, let's see about this ring of fire. So this ring of fire, also known as the circum-Pacific belt, is a line that runs along the Pacific Ocean marked by active volcanoes and earthquakes on a fairly regular basis. So earthquake is actually a common event in this Pacific ring of fire. So it will happen every day, each and every day there will be a seismic activity, tectonic activity in this ring of fire region which is in the circum-Pacific belt. Further, it stretches over around 40,000 kilometers in the length of or about 24,900 miles. It marks the meeting point of several tectonic plates. So it does actually, what is the ring of fire? It is a meeting of several tectonic plates such as the Pacific plate, the Juan de Fuca plate, the Cocos plate, the Indian Australian plate, the Nazca, the North American plate, the Philippine plate are among others. Further, in fact, more than 450 volcanoes or 75% of the Earth total volcanoes are situated all along this ring of fire. So where is this ring of fire is actually located? It is like, as we see, so here we have this Australia and here we have Asia. So here we have this North America and here we have South America. So the ring of fire is actually situated, it's like a belt here, all the way extending all over the Pacific belt. So all this Indonesian region which is present and the Japanese region and this region everyone was covered in this part, so that is why it is called as a ring of fire. Fine. Further, more than 90% of earth earthquakes occur along its path, including some of the most violent and spectacular seismic events ever recorded on the planet. So, as we discussed about, most number of seismic activity will actually happening in this ring of fire region. So that's all for today's LU. To summarize this LU, we have seen about Mount Sinabung volcanic eruption and why the Mount Sinabung, which is in news. We have also seen what is volcanic eruptions and what are the volcanic eruptions all around the world. And we have also seen about briefly about this volcanic eruption, and we have also seen about the Pacific Ring of Fire. So that's all for today's LU, and have a nice day. Thank you.